What's going on, y'all? This is Isaiah Fowler, founder of SWAV Eyewear and SWAV Agency. And today we're talking about how to distinguish yourself in a crowded market / industry, right? If you're just hopping on, if you're just joining us, man, this is the Starts With a Vision podcast reloaded. I used to have a podcast back in the day, back in like 2016. We did 300 episodes, four days a week, Monday through Thursday. But then we had to stop, right? And so a couple years later, we brought it back better than ever. And we really focus on direct to consumer information here. Of course, we're going to focus on mindset too, but I really love direct to consumer. Direct to consumer is, I have a direct to consumer eyewear company as well. So I'll be sharing stuff that I've learned the hard way, or it took me some time to learn. And I'll also consult with other brands. I have a strategic branding agency, and we really focus on the strategy on, how do you market the brand? How do you position the brand and all these different things? So distinguishing yourself in a crowded market or a crowded industry is very, near and dear to my heart, because I feel like that's one of the biggest things. And so yeah, let's think about it like this, right? Let's think about it like this. No matter what industry you're in, you have to distinguish yourself, right? Because some very competitive industries right now, hair care, skin care, those are two of the biggest right there. Candles has really become competitive in the last couple years. Everybody got a candle brand now, right? So you got to ask yourself, if you're making money, let's say you made $150,000 this year, right? Or you're on track to do that. You're still a baby in the business world. So you got to ask yourself, how am I going to distinguish myself? Point blank, period. A lot of times people think that their product is enough. It's not. Your product is not enough. And I'm gonna tell you why. If you have a candle company, the candle is not enough. It comes with a scent, it smells good, it's in whatever jar. That's not enough to take you to 8 figures. It's just not enough. It's enough to make a little bit of money, but it's not enough to take you to where you say you want to go. If you have a hair care company, right? Let's say you have a conditioner. Okay. How many other hair care companies got conditioners? You tell me. How many other hair care companies got conditioners? How many other skincare companies got toners, got serums, right? There's a lot of them. So you want to put yourself in a place where you distinguish yourself. So the first is, okay, like the first thing that comes to mind, number one, story, right? Story. Okay. Story is, I started this company, whatever it is. Let's just say candle company, right? I started this company because when I was living at home with my children, we used to have, bad air in the house because, the air was bad because of the candles we were using. And then I started making my own candles and our problem started going away. So now I understand the importance and the power of, soy candles. Okay, now we're starting to get into the distinguishing of the brand. But now that's now the new normal, right? Now soy candles are the new thing. So now how are you going to distinguish yourself from that, right? So it's layers to it. But that's a start. So the next thing is, from a distinguishing yourself perspective, who are you as the founder? As a founder, you're literally one of the biggest distinguishing pieces to the company because you set the tone. As the founder, you set the tone. You set the culture. Everything from the company comes from you because a business that you start is an extension of the founder's expression of what they wanted to put out in the world and who they are and what they want to create. It's no different from a music artist making an album, right? A music artist's discography or their albums is no different from an entrepreneur's business and or businesses, right? It's the same concept. So how does a music artist stand out? How do they distinguish themselves? They build brands. They have their own stories. They have their narratives. They have their own sound. So you have to really start diving in to your company as a whole. Let's say, even from the colors, number one, right? So let's start with colors. What do most people in your industry, what are the colors? That's one way to distinguish your brand. And that's a very surface level way, but that's a way to distinguish. Because if the industry standard is this and you're doing this, it's like, okay, that's gonna make people's eyes gravitate towards, your brand a little bit more. Okay, another thing is, and there's a million different things you can do, but the story, okay, and then the narrative. And then you can sit here and continue to go deeper. Is there a certain way that you make your products, right? Let's say like, for example, if I go get some coconut oil, I go buy some coconut oil at the grocery store. Perfect example. Okay, this is a distinguishing quality right here. I remember when I was younger, like 20 something, like 24 or 25, I would go to the store when I first started, caring about what I put on my skin. I would get coconut oil, and then it smelled one way, and then one time I got it, and it smelled kind of funny. It didn't smell sweet, and I was like, "Why? It's coconut oil. What's the difference?" I looked at the label. One was refined, and the other one was unrefined. The coconut oil that was unrefined smelled more natural. The coconut oil that was refined smelled a little bit sweeter. So what does that mean? The one that was unrefined was more natural. So that means that the nutrients are more potent and I'll get more benefits from the unrefined. So ever since then, and I learned that because I looked it up on Google, I had only used unrefined coconut oil for my skin, right? Until I started using Urban Eating products. Shout out to Urban Eating, right? HERBNEDEEN. That's the best soap and body butters. I've been using them for years now. But I started with coconut oil, right? Think about this, the market, coconut oil, refined and unrefined. So the unrefined coconut oil got more of my money over time because the unrefined is what distinguished it, right? That is what distinguished it and made me buy unrefined over and over and over again. So you got to understand and ask yourself, how am I distinguishing my brand from all the others to get people to buy from my company over and over and over again, right? And it has to be a lot of things that work together. Let's say you have, what's a popular one right now? Let's say waist beads, right? Okay, waist beads are booming right now. And so is CMOS gel and CMOS. What makes you different? What distinguishes you from everybody else? And sometimes, for real, one of the biggest distinguishing qualities is consistency. Like for real, for real. Because if you never go away, you'll end up getting to the top, right? And this really is for any business. And this is about positioning. This is like a small sliver of positioning. I got a whole new episode coming out in like a week about positioning. So be sure to subscribe to the channel and the podcast so you could be notified when that video goes live. But distinguishing yourself is so key, right? So CMOS waist beads. So let's say you make waist beads. Okay, so you make waist beads, right? What makes you so different that a complete stranger will choose your company over another company that they've been eyeing? What makes your company that much different rather than the fact that you want to have a business and make money? See, we can't sit here and just want to make money and just want support. I don't want support. I want customers. That's a whole nother episode. You should never want support because support sounds like a charity case. You want a customer base that fucks with the product and fucks with the brand. You don't want people supporting you just because. And that's it, right? You want people that are fanatics about the product, and then the brand and just like how you operate are all bonuses. Another way you could distinguish yourself is how you market, right? Some people just love how you market. One of my clients that I work with, a lot of their customers literally just love how they market their business because they take a documentation approach and they don't try to be fancy. They show everything. They show the process. So no other companies in their niche show as much as they do. And that's what customers love. And that's something that distinguishes them from all the other, brands in that market and in that industry. These are small things, but if you do a small thing over a long period of time, you will see success. If you do a small thing over a period of time, you will see success. See, the reason why a lot of people don't see success is they literally try something, they say it doesn't work, and then they quit. It's not that it doesn't work, it's that you didn't work it. Because one thing that my mom always told me when I was younger, she said, boy, it's never the machine, it's the operator. Hear what I'm saying? It's never the machine, it's the operator. Because the machine, it doesn't have a brain. You are the one with the brain. So you're telling it what to do. So you're basically controlling your brand. You are like a ventriloquist for your brand. So what are you going to make your brand say? What are you going to make your brand do? You're a ventriloquist. How is it going to operate? You got to start asking yourself these things. If you really want to take this to the moon, this is what you got to do. So ask yourself this. Ask yourself, how am I going to distinguish myself from all the other brands inside the industry, and then do it consistently over an extended period of time. Don't do it for a month and think it's going to work. It's going to work. It just ain't going to be work in a month. It may work a little bit, but you want a big result. You don't want a small result, right? So that's what we got today, yo. Distinguishing yourself in a crowded market. There's a million ways, but whatever you decide to do, whatever angle you want to take, you want to really, really, really fine tune it and then apply that over an extended period of time. That's how you're going to see your success, is when you do it over an extended period of time, right? So that's what I got for y'all today. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the podcast. Always remember that everything you do in life, it starts with a vision, and I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.